Hello Capricorn. Thank you very much for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the They Lima Tarot by Renata Lechner. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm using the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish, illustrated by Jesse Reisch. Reisch is R-E-I-S-C-H. We're good. Alright, relationship is first, single is second, oracle cards come out where needed. I think we're ready. Let's go ahead. Capricorn. I don't know why I'm using that accent at the moment, but there you go. Eight of Wands. Yeah, you got Wands on your side too here, Capricorn. Wands, Eight of Wands, speed. Not normally something I connect with Capricorn, but I am getting reminded though, if you're already going quickly as it is, if it's maintaining a quick speed, that is definitely something Capricorn is more than capable of doing. Maintaining, like once you get up to a really quick speed, if you've gotten there over time especially, you can maintain that. Like that's not against the rules at all. That's it. I do feel like speed, and I do feel like you're maintaining it. I'm also noticing though, well, the world comes in like you're heading very fast to a new phase. And it's almost like you're up at this really fast pace. It feels like things are going really fast. I'm kind of like, this is not normally what I get for Capricorn. So I'm like, but the situation, things are moving around you very fast. And I feel like you're used to it though. Like you seem to be up to speed with it. So, because I don't feel like the quick movement is really bothering you. It just seems like this is what I have to do right now. But I feel like you're going out of one phase into another, and it's like a really quick transition. But everything is happening so quickly, it's just how it's going. But I also feel like it seems to be already on track. Like you seem to like, this one ending, that one beginning, seems to go like, it's like hand in glove. It's just going to go, I don't know, there's not a lot of like quick decisions being made. It just feels like this is what's happening, this is how it's happening. And you know where it's going. Like I don't feel like you're having a lot of surprises, but I got that Ace of Wands in your spiritual spot. It feels like you have a lot of the control here. So that maybe that's why you're okay with it, because I don't feel like discord on your side. I'm just like, from what I know of Capricorn, that's kind of interesting. Now, when you got the Knight of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, in your challenge position, if you can slow up a little bit, that might be advised. Because I feel like it's kind of like you're going at 60 miles an hour, just for argument's sake. So you're going at 60. You don't want to drop down to 55. But you also don't want to go up to 65. And I feel like they're saying, this is your challenge card. That you're just so used to the pace that you don't want to change the pace. It's almost like, now that I'm going this fast, it'll get by quicker, I'll get over it, I'll get through it. So why mess with it? Just keep going and it'll be done before I know. I'm not going to go any faster, but I'm not going to go any slower either. Very interesting energy for Capricorn. This card is in your partner's. This is what's happening for them. While you're going through this change, this one phase to the next, and going pretty quickly, your partner seems... I feel like your partner is taking it kind of the way I'm taking it. Like, wow, here we go. Like, this is really going this fast. Like, this is really happening. And they're realizing that you're in your power with this. You know exactly what you're doing. You're not upset about anything. You're just, this is what needs to be done. You got the pace. You got the pace down. You're just going, going, going. And I'm getting the Hanged Man on your partner's side. Like, they don't seem to think this is normal. But they're not going to get in your way. They don't want to get in your way. I feel like that's a big thing here. It's going at a really fast, whatever it is, it's going really quickly, and they don't want to get in your way, is what I'm getting. With the Hanged Man, it's like they don't know how to react to it, but they don't want to get in your way. And they're just being very careful not to cause problems. it may even seem like certain things don't add up the way they expect. No, it's definitely this way. It doesn't seem to be adding up to them. But they're just kind of like waiting it out. I don't feel they're doing much. They're just seeming to watch. They don't feel like they seem to not know what to do. They don't want to slow it up, but they don't seem to have the knowledge to move it faster either. I just feel like a non-action here. But I'm also seeing, even though they're not doing anything, they also have the Knight of Cups in their spiritual spot. They support you. I feel like there's a lot of support coming from your partner. Like, yeah, whatever you want, it's all good. But I feel like if you're looking over and you're wondering why they're not doing anything, they seem to not know how to react. They're very supportive. If you call on them to do something, they will do it. But I also feel them just kind of holding to the side. And in fact, I have to say, I'm also seeing that as their challenge card, holding to the side and just watching and waiting for you to tell them what to do next. Because I feel like there's a new beginning coming in with them. There is a new beginning coming in with them. But it's also in the challenge card, but because like it's not going to start off, this new phase is not going to start off well if they sit in a passive position just waiting for you to give them the cue to go forward. I feel like what they need to do is actually step out of the Page of Swords and take a different approach, maybe more like the Seven of Pentacles. I don't think they want to go with the Knight here. I just feel like they need to help maintain. They need to get like a hold of what's going on here and realize, it's going through its transition and just kind of try to become a part of it, try to find out where they can fit in instead of like waiting to the side and just watching and observing. That it just seems like if they can just kind of find a way to get in there and fit in, it would work better. Maybe if you're a person watching and you know a Capricorn and you're trying to figure out how to work this out, that might be helping you. Or if you're the Capricorn watching and you're trying to figure out what to do to get your partner involved, finding ways to assimilate them into what's already happening so that they have a piece of it and they're not so much sitting on the sidelines waiting for direction. Like there's something you're putting them forward. Like you might have to give them direction, like start helping out with this. Then it's a situation where they're going to have to make quick decisions as they keep going. That might snap them out of that observing role. Because I don't feel like that works as good as they might think it is. And I'm also I'm noticing this is where they're standing. This might be another reason. See, there is a new beginning coming. You would think they'd see that, because it seems like they do. I don't like this passive feel, though. I don't like that. And I see the Six of Swords where they're standing with the Isis inspiration. Like they're just waiting for the situation to pass and for the new situation to cement in. And then finding out where they fit once the new situation is in play. They do have Isis inspiration here, which makes me feel like maybe that's not the wrong thing for them to do. I do feel like if they just assimilated themselves in there, I feel like that would be better for them. But I got Isis inspiration here next to this Six of Swords, just letting the situation pass by until the rough waters have calmed down and it's more at a slower pace, and then just adding themselves in after. I do see that with Isis inspiration, so I'm wondering if there's more than one correct way to handle this. Air quotes, just for fun. No, I feel like if they hold to the side too much, that's not going to be good. I really feel that. So why do we have Isis inspiration next to the Six of Swords? Because that's what they're doing, is they're letting it pass by. And this is that's how they're handling it. And they're feeling like that's the right thing to do. But the Isis inspiration is saying, no, get involved. Whatever's currently going, just add yourself into it. And if you're the Capricorn of this situation, watching this for the Capricorn read, of course, encouraging or trying to get your partner involved in a situation that doesn't take a crazy amount of effort but gets them involved, so they start, folding into the batter, if you will, that would work for you and them especially. I really feel like that would be much better for them too. I really, really do. Because I feel like if they wait till it's calmer waters and try to add themselves in after, I feel like it's hard for them to find a place where they actually fit. Oh, you got two cards there. Okay. Yeah, good cards too. Now, I'm noticing you have 2 cards for where you're standing. You got the 4 of Cups, but right on top of it is the 3 of Pentacles. And I'm noticing the 2 cards. I didn't realize there was 2 of these. You got Victory, and then on top of Prosperity. And I feel like this is showing you the difference. The way it's going with this card, the 4, this is the outcome you're getting with the 4 of Cups. Where you're kind of like, you're happy with how the situation is going. It's going the right direction, but it could go a little better. You're kind of bothered by it, but maybe not doing anything about it. With respect to your partner's contribution to the situation, like they just don't seem to know what to do. So they actually do need some help from you to get involved. But if it keeps going the way it has been going, the situation will work out. There will be a victory here. But I feel like you're going to be a little bit unhappy with your partner going down the road a little bit. But they don't know what to do. They need your help. They need you to help add them in. The other version you have is working with your partner, showing them where they can fit in, encouraging them to get involved that way, and setting them off on their own. Like, over here, we need this over here. You can add into there. Go over there and do that while I do this. That's the 3 of Pentacles. That's prosperity. And well, I feel like a few of you might be like, well, that's the same thing. The difference with victory and prosperity, victory is like crossing the finish line, the race is over. Prosperity is like a marathon. First checkpoint is a success, and the rest of them look like a success too. This is just one of many marathons. Prosperity is the continuing success, the continuing repetitive victory. Like more than one victory. This is repetitive victory. Victory by there, it feels like one. Like it's a victory. Like you won. You got what you want. You won the race. Yay! The prosperity is like you're winning race after race. You know what I mean? You're training and you're keeping that training going. You're winning race after race after race. That's the difference. Because I feel like you'll be happier with that outcome. Because when this comes forward, there will be a point for your partner to be a part of this. And this is the part, the 3 of Wands, is where you're going forward with this new phase. It's all seeming to kind of blur together. The last one ending, the new one starting. It all seems to blur together to me. But what I'm getting here is when you're ready to set off on the new situation and you're heading off that way and your partner's like, what should I do? I feel like you're kind of looking at them like, I don't know, what should you do? Like, I feel like you don't have an answer. And I'm also feeling that discontent. I feel like that's why it might come off that way when they say, well, what should I do? And you're like, I don't know, what should you do? Because I feel like you're a little annoyed, even though they didn't know what to do. They just didn't know what you needed from them. They were trying to just stay out of the way while things were being handled. They didn't mean it in a negative way. But I feel like you might be a little bit, I want to say exasperated, but I don't know if that's right. A little bit aggravated that they weren't involved to begin with. If it plays out that way, I feel like they're going to take it well to your face. They got grace here, where like they're not causing a fight over it, but I do feel like they're disappointed. Like they didn't know what to do, and I feel like they're thinking at this point you're really not in the mood to talk it out. But I feel like they're a little bit. They kind of look like they feel like they got egg on their face. If that makes any sense. Like it's embarrassing. They didn't want it to turn out that way. They were just honestly thinking if they just waited till you were ready, it would be better. And then I seem the way, like that seems very poignant, the way you kind of respond, like, what do you want to do? Kind of like you're annoyed and they know it. They didn't have that intention. They didn't realize it was going to turn out that way. They thought they were doing what was necessary for the situation at the time. But I also see here you with the Ace of Cups. You may get annoyed. You may come off that way just a little bit. I mean, it's a general read. Take it with a grain of salt, of course. But the love is definitely here. And I feel like once you get a moment to kind of pull yourself in line with what you really want, you'll say, all right, well, this is what you can do. And I get the Ace of Cups is like you definitely want them a part of this. You're happy that they did come forward. We're a little annoyed to start with. But I feel like that quickly moves on. And I'm getting here. They seem to just be accepting it. If that's how this plays out, they seem to accept it. You know, it wasn't the best moment, but it's not that bad. It's kind of like a fruitless victory. Things are going better at this point. It didn't probably play out the best way, but it's still okay. And I feel like they have a lot of creativity going forward, a lot of different ways they think they can help, and they're trying to make up for it over time. This is definitely going if they don't get involved before the next phase starts. Like if this goes just as it is, and the last phase ends, the new phase begins, and they're just kind of waiting to the side, and they come to you after things have calmed down. What would you like me to do now? That's this plan. That's this ending. I feel like if it comes the other way, if like but while it's still in that busy phase, you're telling them, you know, you could do this and get them assimilated that way, or vice versa. There's a person who knows a Capricorn that's trying to figure out what to do, and you decide, I'm going to get involved just so this goes smoother. I do feel like this goes a lot smoother. I feel like you might have, there might be some rough waters during the transition of your partner. This is to the Capricorn. There might be some rough waters in the transition to your partner getting assimilated in, but not that bad. I'm actually feeling now there's no way to get around the rough moment. There will be a rough moment sooner or later. I just feel like if it's sooner, while things are busy, that just pays off better for everybody. I don't feel bad about it. Like, I don't feel anybody's devastated. I get the Nine of Swords because I feel like it's going to happen either way. Your partner gets involved and it's rough waters getting transitioning in, and they kind of feel like, oh, I should have just shut my mouth. But they're graceful and they help anyway, and then afterwards they're like, well, I guess it's a fruitless win. They got the Page of Cups and the Five of Swords. They're like, well, it's still good. I don't know if I did any better doing it this way than the other way. But they do have a lot of ideas about where they want to go forward, and they want to get more involved. And you still have the love over here. It still connects that way, but it's funny because I feel like either way we go, I thought maybe we were going to negate that out. They're like, no, it's one way or the other. One way or the other, it's still going to come through. Those energies still play out. It's just more beneficial for you and your partner if it happens during the time when everything's so busy, because it just pays off for both of you more down the line. Yes, definitely if you wait till after, it'll still go through that process that we're talking about, but I just feel like it's kind of like, instead of getting assimilated when it's at full speed and everything just kind of rushing forward, along with the difficult transition, everything just seems to rush by really quick. I feel like it'll be a very slow start. It'll take things a while to catch on. It'll take things a lot longer to feel comfortable again. I feel like we went through the same story like 3 times, is what I feel like. But are we good? I think we got what we wanted. I'm just kind of like, are we sure? Because I feel like either way the same energy is playing out, and I get that. It's bothering me. But they're like, yeah, it would work out better if they get involved before it's over. But this rough patch is still going to happen. So I don't want to like give anybody the wrong. It's a general read, I know, but I don't want to give anybody the wrong idea. Like, if you do it this way, you'll skip by. You won't have to deal with this, because I don't feel like that's the truth here. If this reading hits with you, granted. All right, I think we're done with relationships for Capricorn. Let's do single Capricorn and see what we got for single Capricorn. What do we have for single Capricorn? What do we have for single Capricorn? And immediately I had a burp, so well, it was a hiccup. I shouldn't say it was a burp, it was a hiccup. And there's another, alright, we'll find out. That's usually an indicator of rough energy, but let's find out. The truth for Capricorn, single Capricorns. What's coming towards them? What should they be ready for? What helps them see the picture clearer? Help them see the picture more clearly to decide what they want to do. It's not that bad. Shoot me in the foot. 4 of Pentacles at the bottom. I mean, I had the hiccups and I get it, but jeez. We'll see. Let's just see, because you know what? Maybe it's not you. Maybe it's the other person that's not going to like how this ends. Somebody's not going to like how this ends. Somebody's not going to like something. Not to ruin it, but Harvest. Harvest is popping out here. Harvest, and I feel like it's matching with the Magician in the sense of like it's over the whole read. You seem to be pushing this forward. You do seem to be pushing this forward. You got the Magician, and I'm wondering, is this like a co-magician thing? Like the other person's pushing forth what they want, you're kind of working with it. I feel like two energies coming together and working with each other and working around and through each other. You'd think that would be a really good thing for a love read, but we'll find out. I do feel like there's a co-creation going on here. Now, in the past, you got the Ten of Pentacles. I love this card, especially for an earth sign like Capricorn, because I feel like there's a lot to build from here. There's a very stable foundation. That seems great. Very stable foundation. Things on the surface level look like they match great. And I'm seeing here at the bottom the King of Pentacles and the Victory. And I almost feel like this is an advisor on the outside saying, everything you have here makes perfect sense. This looks like a great business plan. Looks like this has success written all over it. Victory will work. I feel like it just feels or looks, it looks like from the outside that this has like success written all over it. You and this person seem to match quite well. It feels very businesslike to me though. Definitely does. Before I go too far though, I'm seeing the Queen of the Queen of Cups in the environment with the best possible decision. Best possible decision. This person does have honest romantic feelings towards you. And they do feel like this makes sense. This is a good, this works out well on paper. Again, this does. The thing is, with this person, they do have emotional connection, but they're also acknowledging it looks good on paper. Good. You have the Page of Cups. And I'm noticing in your thoughts you have the Judgment card. You don't feel as strongly as the other person about this situation. Like the other person has developed feelings for you. You're kind of like, this could happen. This is a possibility. I don't feel like you're tripping over yourself on this situation. It sounds good. Could work. Could work. But if it didn't, I don't feel like you'd be crushed. The other person, though, I feel like they're very developed with their thoughts. And they're like, if this doesn't work out, I feel like they'd be very disappointed. So I'm seeing judgment in your favor. You know the other person's interested. You're seeing the same thing the other person is. This looks good on paper. But you have the Page and they have the Queen. That's an imbalance of power. That's imbalance of energy. Four of Cups going into this. I feel like it's not I feel like it's not you that's unhappy. I feel like the other person realizes you're like, this could possibly work. And they're coming at it where they really want this to work. You're like giving it a chance, like, yeah, why not? Who knows? Let's see. They're like, no, this should work. I want this. This needs to happen. There's a difference of intensity here. Now I'm getting when you come together, there's a moment here where you got the Six of Wands. That's victory. You come together, you're doing stuff together, you're like, let's go for it, let's give it a shot. You both seem to be on the same page. Don't get caught up in the gender, but the person here in the environment is like, this looks like it really could take off. They want it to, and they're looking like they're going to get what they want. It feels to them like they are. You're getting involved, and you're like, this looks very promising. Maybe I could fall more for this person than I thought I could. Seems good enough, seems great. I find this ironic that organization is popping in with the Nine of Swords. To me, it feels like it very immediately seems to fall into a rote routine. And Earth definitely likes some regimen to a situation, but regimented situation, whatever you want to say. But I'm getting the organization with that 9. Is it the 9? It is the 9 of Swords. Kind of like, I don't feel like this is really... I feel like this is just too much by the book. Especially when I'm seeing this organization. It's like, and this is one of my personal pet peeves, and I say that in the sense of, like, not everybody feels this way. Like, everybody has their own thoughts. But, for example, like, scheduling sex, I hate that. I so hate that. It's a peeve of mine. I'm just like, well, I'm glad you fit me in. Great. I hate that. I don't know what it is. Like, if somebody said to me, how about next Saturday at 7:30? And I'd be like, no, because I don't know how I'm going to feel then. I hate that. I don't know why, but, like, that's what I'm talking about here. Like, it's by the book. Like, everything seems to be scheduled. Everything is just, like, planned out. There's no surprises. Everything goes as planned. I feel like even when you have somebody, if we're going to go that line, like, in a sexual sense, that they do the same things in the same pattern for the same amount of time, it's just, it gets, it may be a thing with me, and just not everybody feels that way, but I'm just like, well, I knew that was going to happen. I'm like, oh, I don't know. It doesn't work for me, but it works for other people. But to me, that's what this is like, and it's frustrating me already, because I'm just like, when it's that measured out, I'm just like, why bother? I don't know why. I feel that energy right now, and I'm getting this Four of Pentacles right next to it, like, you know, holding true to the pattern. For some people that works. For some people that definitely does work, and that's great. But I feel like that's what this is saying. Like, for those people who don't, I feel like that's happening. It's something like that, like my frustration, clearly. Like, how I'm expressing that, that's how that feels. Like, it's just the pop and bubble action, the zip, zip, zang, the lightning, the fireworks. It's just kind of like when you know, I don't know, if you don't have any shock or surprise or excitement, it's just all regimented out, like it's all expected. It's just not going to work. And I feel like one of you is backing out because of that. Whoever it is, one of you is not happy with the way this is working out, because it's just, there's no shock, there's no surprise, there's no bubble, pop, zig, zang. It's just not there. Because it's so, it just feels so like a metronome. It's just monotone, maybe say monotone. It just doesn't make it. And I feel like you're very nice to each other. And it's kind of like, I feel like, especially I have to say, there's glamour on top of this. It's a very outwardly pleasant ending. Nobody's mad at anybody. Nobody's throwing things around the room. Nobody's screaming at anybody. But somebody is devastated. Because the glamour's here on top, saying that it's like a graceful ending. It feels like somebody's being very charitable and saying, well, we gave it a shot, but I don't think this is working. Somebody's devastated. Somebody is definitely devastated. And I feel like this is going away. This is not happening. But I feel like on the outside, everything looks fine. You seem to be going to neutral corners. Everything's good. Moving on. Didn't work. That's okay. I don't care. That's okay. It's fine. Yeah, I agree. We gave it a shot. You know, we'll see you around. Bye, bye. And it's all nice on the outside, but on the inside, someone is just completely crushed. Because that's the Ten of Swords right there. And that's not a good mood. That's not a good feeling. So if it's not you, it's the other person. One of you is definitely crushed. I think that's it. I think that is it. All right, I'm going to shut that down there. Thank you for watching. I hope that helps. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. It's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.